Your partner also has to understand that you in monogamy, we tend to throw the baby out with the bathwater, right? If you and I are in a relationship and we have, eight things that we have eight things that we're aligned with, but there are two things, and maybe they're two important things that we're not aligned with. Most of the time in monogamy, like, well, listen, you can't do this thing, then I'm done. And they throw out the whole relationship. And
Right.
in ethical non-monogamy, especially in polyamory, but in ethical non-monogamy, it's like if you have 8 out of 10 things and all those boxes are checked, do those things together. And those other two things, don't do them together anymore. Find somebody else to do them with.
Right.
Allow, I use that air quotes, allow your partner to get that part of them that you cannot fulfill because no one fulfills 100% of all the things that you want. But if those two things are important to you, not like I want the damn toilet tissue with the roll up, not roll down kind of thing, right? Like really, are we
So
serious
many
right now?
divorces over the rolled toilet paper and how you squeeze the
There are, and
taste tube.
listen, I've navigated these conversations. I'm like, why do you
Right.
care if your partner does X, Y, and Z when you don't want to do Z, Y, and X?
But those things also, like when the minor things get brought in and kind of projected out like that, 90% of the time, it's because there's a deeper conversation that isn't being had. And, that's another thing that I want to talk a little bit about, because I know we both are, work in the coaching space and
Sure.
we work with these kinds of things. But it's one thing to say, this is what I want. Before that is actually knowing what that is. And then, so how do you, and I'm asking you, I have my own way of trying to help people
Hmm.
do this, and for myself too, is like, how do you help people, or how do you know what it is that you actually want? Because I can say a lot of things, like, oh, I want to, flog somebody for, da 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 da, and it's like, but is that really what I want to do? Actually, there's something deeper in here about wanting to create some intimacy, wanting to have fun and play. And, like there's some place maybe I'm afraid of saying something, or I just don't know it. Right. I just
Well, if you
don't know it.
don't,
And so,
yeah, if you
what's
don't
that?
know it, then it's going to be difficult for me to get out. But when I'm working with couples, my sessions are I break my sessions up to doing things together. And we have together sessions, and then we have separate sessions, so they can literally speak freely. Because
Right.
sometimes they are afraid to say the things that they really want with their
Ab-
partner there. And so then I get to give them an exercise in how to say it, right? And then we come back together and be like, this is some things that I learned in the session, with Bob. And this is some things I learned in the session with Jane. And then, I might give Bob or Jane the tools to have that conversation with
Right.
their partner. It may not always be a difficult formula, but I give them the space to be able to, you have to say these things. You have to let them know because you cannot move forward without telling them, but also helping coach the partner to accept that that is who you marry. And it's okay that they want to flog somebody else and that you don't want to be flogged.
Right.
So why do you care they
Exactly.
want to flog somebody else if you don't want to be flogged?